Hello everyone, this is Diane from Modern Mississauga, and I am here with the 2018 Kia Rio 5 LX Plus. If you go to the Kia website and you check out the Rio 5, you will see the tagline, "Made for more than you expect." And I have to say that I do agree with this statement. After spending a week in this little car, I have been left feeling pleasantly surprised. Under the hood, there is a 1.6 liter four-cylinder engine, which puts out 130 horsepower and 119 pound-feet of torque. This doesn't sound like much, but given how small and light this vehicle is, it is plenty enough power to get you where you need to go. Let's come around to the side, where you can see just how dirty the car is. But let's be honest, we are in Mississauga in February, and keeping a car clean is very nearly impossible. As you can see, it has a very small profile, which is fantastic for getting in and out of tight city spaces, and parking is an absolute breeze. However, for a small vehicle, it has quite a bit of cargo space. Let's take a look at the trunk. So in the back, there is 493 liters of cargo space. And if you fold the seats down, which let's do that right now. Folding the seats down is pretty easy. There's a little switch up at the top of the seat. Lift that up, slide it down. Now, in order for the seat to fold flat, I did have to move my driver's seat forward a little bit because there's not a whole lot of room in the back. Let's fold down the other side. And we have now nearly doubled our cargo space to 928 liters, which is pretty decent for such a small car. Let's close the hood, close the trunk rather, and I will be right back with a look at the interior. So here we are inside the Rio 5. I'm going to pick on this car for a moment. If we look over here, you can see that my driver door is locked, as are the other three doors. As soon as I pull the key from the ignition, all four doors unlocked. Now, as a woman who often drives alone, I don't like this feature. I would like my doors to stay locked until I decide I'm ready to unlock them. There are, of course, workarounds. You can keep your hand on the lock button right over here, pull the key out, and then just lock it right back up again. Anyway, let's get on to the good stuff. We'll start it up. And on the dash, there's not a whole lot going on, but there doesn't really need to be. You've got your speedometer and tachometer and your temperature and fuel, of course. I like having the temperature here. It will beep at you if it drops to 4 degrees to let you know that you need to watch out for some slipperiness. And we'll back up. The LX Plus is the second from the bottom trim, but with that second from the bottom trim, you still have quite a lot. I felt like I wasn't missing out on anything. So over here, you have your audio controls with the volume and track change, and your phone answer and hang up. And over on the other side, you have the cruise control, which is one of the features offered on the LX Plus, not on the LX. I tried out the cruise. It works quite nicely. You hit this cruise button up here, and the cruise light comes on the dash. And then to set the speed, you just go down, and the speed is very consistent. I kept it on for about half an hour. It was quite nice. And then, of course, you can change your speed just a slight bit. If you come up behind a slower moving vehicle, you can put it down a little bit or up if you want. Over here we have our infotainment system, the radio up at the top, the media. I tried out the media using both Bluetooth and the USB input. Definitely use the USB input. When I tried using Bluetooth, the volume just wasn't there. I had the volume up to about 20 and I could barely hear it. But with the USB plug-in, it works quite nicely. And the phone, the Bluetooth phone, is quite nice as well. You can access your recent calls, so you can easily click on a number that you call frequently. Bluetooth connectivity happens very quickly in this car, much quicker than I've seen it happen in other cars. I never felt like I was waiting for it to kick in. If we come down here, we have our climate control. Another thing that the LX Plus has, which the LX does not, is AC, which I certainly did not need this week. But getting a car in the summer, you would certainly want it. And two things I did use a whole lot of this week are the heated seat and the heated steering wheel. This heated seat heats up very, very quickly. After about 5 minutes, I ended up turning it down to 2 because it was just 3 was a bit much for me. I don't get cold very easily, but for those of you who do, this seat gets really nice and warm. It also comes all the way up your back. I could feel it right up to my shoulder blades. And we have our 6-speed manual transmission. Shifting in this car is really, really smooth. I was very pleased. Down here, as you can see, like reverses over by first. So down here, there's a little button underneath. Lift it up and move it over. And back again. So, yes, like I said, that whole made for more than you expect, I definitely felt like I was getting more than I expected out of this car. We'll be right back with a driving portion where I'm going to talk about different shifting styles and what a difference it makes on the fuel consumption. And we're back with the driving portion of the video. One thing I noticed the first week I had the car is that I went through a lot more gas than they say. The Kia says that the fuel consumption in the city should be 8.3, and I was up over 10. So as you can see right up here, it has the shift indicator, which just disappeared. There it is, telling me when to shift. I've always thought that was a silly feature in cars because if you want the car to decide what gear you should be in, just get an automatic. However, once I started following the suggested shift times, my fuel consumption dropped by, I would say, a good 40%. So if you do have that feature in your car, you may want to use it. So my overall take on the 2018 Kia Rio 5 LX Plus is that it is really a great bang for your buck. It comes in at $16,595, the price, and you get an awful lot for that. You have the leather steering wheel, the heated seats. It's been a very comfortable car. Kia does have a good reputation for reliability, so if you're looking for an economical car that's still got a bit of comfort to it, this might be a very good choice. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye.